between Fabiano and Jan. I don't even know how they achieve such a position. Let's take a look from the top. Okay, it was a straightforward 3 knights. And with the move e7, e5, Jan is getting a Maroczy bind in reversed move order. Queen a4, striking against the e5 pawn now that the knight on c6 is in a pin. Bishop d6 defending the pawn, and d4. Yowza. Wow, that is a real shock for me. d4 in this position. Well,
what do you make of that move? How do you want?
Well, here's one idea I can see. If you take with a c pawn, I'll take on d5, knight takes d5, and I clip my pawn back thanks to this bishop waiting an ambush on the long diagonal. So c5 takes d4 will not win a pawn.
You can't do that right away because there's nothing to take on d4. So it's just kind of like a clearance?
Yes, and something similar as well in the other capture. e5 captures d4, and the same ambush tactic. You can recapture, but then at the end of the day, black will end up, with an isolated pawn.
Would black potentially have some compensation for that? Like if I were to play bishop d7 and
just hang, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at your light squares being so weak.
Exactly. Well,
but
let's just
pawn to pawn.
Yeah, as we say, a pawn indeed is a pawn. And since I'm hitting g7,
I'm ready to play rook d1, trading off the queen. This will disrupt my plans.
Well, it is a pawn, but there are compensatory factors with the two bishops. So that is just a wild position. I'm just, I mean, it's so very rare to see all of these pawns abreast to one another, able to capture. That's a shocking start.
It's a shocking configuration. Just to explain a little bit more, because it's such a weird move, Yasser.
Right.
So if we put the pawn back on d2, and we just take on d5 immediately, try to take advantage of the pin. I mean, the X-ray. The problem is knight takes e5, you just got bishop takes e5, protecting the knight on d5,
Precisely
right?
so.
And if you were just to put the knight somewhere without capturing anything, like, for instance, play knight d4 here, or knight g5...
Probably after this trade, you haven't really accomplished anything that you could really write home and say, oh, I'm proud about this. Capturing the pawn in this variation is definitely going to give black great compensation because he'll have the light squares, what we mentioned before, as well as a big tempo along the c-flat. Great stuff out of the gate in this round 7. Maurice, over to you. What do you have? before getting into quite such a position. Now, after this move, rook e4, I'm not quite sure what I see for Nepo other than a check. Is that not my only move?
Yeah.
And this looks like a potential weapon.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see how white gets out of that.
And that's all they get. In fact, is they have drawn the game.
It's a forced repetition.
So some exciting tactical lines there, but it's ended in a draw for Nepomniachtchi, who will maintain his lead if none of the players with 7 points can win. So Fabiano was one of them.
Jan, I don't even know how they achieve such a position. Let's take a look from the top. Okay, it was a straightforward 3 knights. And with the move e7, e5, Jan is getting a Maruxi bind in reversed move order. Queen a4, striking against the e5 pawn now that the knight on c6 is in a pin. Bishop d6 defending the pawn, and d4. Yowza. Wow, that is a real shock for me. d4 in this position. Well,
what do you make of that move?
Well, here's one idea I can see. If you take with a c pawn, I'll take on d5, knight takes d5, and I clip my pawn back thanks to this bishop waiting in ambush on the long diagonal. So c5 takes d4 will not win a pawn.
You can't do that right away because there's nothing to take on d4. So it's just kind of like a clearance?
Yes, and something similar as well in the other capture. e5 captures d4, and the same ambush tactic. You can recapture, but then at the end of the day, black will end up, with an isolated pawn.
Would black potentially have some compensation for that? Like if I were to play bishop d7 and
just hang, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at your light squares being so weak.
Exactly. Well,
let's just continue.
Yeah, as we say, a pawn indeed is a pawn. And since I'm hitting g7,
I'm ready to play rook b1, trading off the queen. This will disrupt my plans.
Well, it is a pawn, but there are compensatory factors with the two bishops. So that is just a wild position. I'm just, I mean, it's so very rare to see all of these pawns abreast to one another, able to capture. That's a shocking start.
It's a shocking configuration. Just to explain a little bit more, because it's such a weird move, Yasser. Right. So if we put the pawn back on d2, and we just take on d5 immediately, try to take advantage of the pin. I mean, the X-ray. The problem is knight takes e5, you just got bishop takes e5, protecting the knight on d5,
Precisely
right?
So.
And if you were just to put the knight somewhere without capturing anything, like, for instance, play knight d4 here, or knight g5,
probably after this trade, you haven't really accomplished anything that you could really write home and say, oh, I'm proud about this. Capturing the pawn in this variation is definitely going to give black great compensation because it'll have the light squares, what we mentioned before, as well as a big tempo along the c-flat. Great stuff out of the gate in this round 7. Maurice, over to you. What do you have?